Omagyanatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishnaputre Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunnavati Paschadharishtarane Vanchakalpatruveshcha Kripasindhu Hevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktaninda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Katanchana Smriti Asmin Dushkaram Sukharam Bhavet Vismrite Viparitam Syam Shitanya Novitam. For one who remembers Lord Gauranga, the most difficult things become the most impossible things become possible to do. For one who doesn't remember Lord Gauranga, the most simple things become impossible to perform. That Lord Gauranga we offer respectful obeisances. Hare Krishna, Jai Gauranga. Dear devotees, welcome to our 5th session of Mode 1 of Bhakti course, Bhakti for Life course. More precisely. So with this today's topic, we'll finish the topic of how to maintain Sattva-guna, right? How to the insight of 4 regulatory principles, which are the basis for our Sattva-guna. So we will switch to our point, or actually our handbook, page 52. 52. 52. Tips for those struggling on the path. Of course, this is not for us, this is for other people. For those who struggle, we don't struggle. we just give in. We just give up. This is actually, of course, is very relevant for every practitioner. For every practitioner means because we are not qualified yogis, so it's for everyone. And especially these tips will be also very useful for those who are preaching. Because we meet in the street or wherever we meet, in our neighborhood or wherever we are moving around, we will meet people who find these pillars of Dharma very, very difficult to execute. Right? These rules, no, being vegetarian is all. These days is quite popular, but 20 years ago, if you were vegetarian, they sent to the mental hospital. What is wrong with you, boy? Gauranga, Janwari Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Krishna. So, depends where you live. If you live in the city, it's quite common. But if you live in the village, where everyone has a farm and all these animals which they kill and they eat, is a little, for them, is quite unusual to be vegetarian. So we have today discuss the steps how you introduce. Because Gauranga, it's not common that the people would just when they hear, they immediately accept, yes, this is what I dream about. It's not like so we will so we can use this approach also in introducing them gradually to the ideal or desired standard for the yogis. Okay, then I will ask maybe Domen to start to read. You read one first paragraph, which is like introduction to the topic.
On the path. If you find yourself struggling with chanting or the 4 regulative principles, don't be alarmed. It is natural and to be expected for any individual who makes sacrifices, mental or physical, in order to progress spiritually. In fact, expect challenges as you move forward, be prepared for them and gradually work through them rather than evade them. Otherwise, they will only come back again and again. Find your own level of manageable practice, even though initially it may appear to be a compromise. Gradually work up to the ideal. It may take weeks, months, or even years, but sincerely preserved and the Lord persevere, and the Lord within the heart will reciprocate.
Okay, so this is the introduction. So there are a few words very interesting. And to be expected for any individual who makes sacrifice, mental and physical. And this is an interesting word. So this is sacrifice. Now following the rules of Sattva Guna, which we call the four principles, is sacrifice. And of course, we also mentioned a few times that it's not only sacrifice. One part or one perspective on sacrifice is that is austerity. Austerity to the Lord. The Po Divyam is a famous 551 shloka, which Lord Shivadeva explained to his sons. The Po Divyam Putra Kayana Sattvam, that human form of life is meant for tapasya, for austerity. Animal cannot do austerities, cannot do sacrifice. They do just by, how is it called in English, nagon? Yeah, by instinct. Whatever is on their mind, they do. Human form has a capacity that they can stop. It comes to the mind, doesn't just go to the senses. There is a timing, what you will do. And more you have control of this timing, more you are, under the human life, civilized human, right? That's one of the definition of the yoga. How can you, this reaction on the impulse, how you react, or you just go by the flow of the mind, of the ego, or you have capacity to analyze with the Shastra, GSS, and then read. Right? This is how, the more you can utilize this time, more you are realized yogi. So it's sacrifice. Sacrifice and it's austerity, we say, mental and physical, both. We discuss here in this, with these four legal principles, we discuss gross and subtle, right? Perspective, principles of this topic. And one thing usually is gradual. It's not that when you hear it, you immediately jump to idea. There are some, happens, one just hear and said, yes, this is the right thing which I was waiting for all my life, and immediately follow. That probably is the yogis from the previous lives, or came to this much level, or even maybe he has a sattvic lifestyle before some kind of a, like Maharaj, Pradhan Swami, he was yogi before met devotees. His mother was is a health freak. Health freak means she's obsessed with health. So Maharaj was trained in the home where health was topmost priority. So that's why Maharaj is so aware of health.
Is she still alive?
I think yes.
Oh.
I think I'm not sure or not. I know it was very old. I'm not sure.
100, huh? Almost 100 she must be.
Yeah. I'm not sure or just recently, I'm not sure who is. But Maharaj said that he has a background. He's, when he came, he was. Yes.
Yeah.
It's easier. It's easier.
Yeah, for those more qualified, jivas is that rare fortune souls is different for us who are not qualified. We are not qualified yogis. So for those, majority of us is gradual, You are adding some things to your lifestyle, right? Or you just omit some things which are gradually comes to the standard. So it's a gradual process, usually gradual. So also when we start to follow full time, it's also when we discuss with other people, we usually present these things very quickly in the black and white manner. Well, that means, we're following these 4 regular principles, and people are not up to that standard, right? They feel like, they might feel like, a little what's it called? Inconvenient. What's your experience? Friends, when you first time hear about this, we are joking, huh?
Yeah, I didn't take it serious.
You thought it's kind of a joke, huh?
Yeah.
Your experience? You don't remember? Oh, it's not so. Then it's not so so extreme.
My experience when I first heard about the 4 regular things.
Yes.
I think I read it in the book, and I pretty much agreed with most of them. Even though I wasn't following them, I was like, yes.
It makes sense.
For intelligent people who are able to do it, it's yes. It's
Seems the best solution.
My friend who presented it to me, he was offering the intoxicants to Krishna first before using them. I was like, whatever you offer to Krishna, it's okay, it's good.
Yeah, is one of the principles, not regular, but other principles of deity worship actually, that you offer what you like the best to the Lord.
Yeah.
what you appreciate the most.
Then I discovered it's what he likes. So.
But we talked about that, yeah. And I think you said that even if the drunks, often offer him wine, like he'll still accept because they're so attached to this wine, and they offer to him that it's still beneficial.
Yeah, but for his level, yes. But if you offer wine, it's a little different respect.
I thought that you.
What's your experience? First time when you?
I thought to myself, I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Janova? You remember what was your first reaction or first contact with when you hear about the 4 negative principles?
Maybe I was in Bergamo. Maybe I was reading the book Brahmachari's book by Bhakti Swami.
You heard there.
I was there and I saw this book I liked and I was reading.
Oh, in the book distribution, this book.
It was in a car. I was
In the event. Oh, and you like and you buy it.
I was there and discovered this book. I like this book. I read. I think about this principle. So
Okay. Okay. So thank you. So it's usually high standard for the Kali Yuga. For previous ages, this was not in previous ages. This was like civilization was lived upon this dharma because there are pillars of dharma. So that's why this civilization is called Aryan civilization, which follow the principles of Sattva Guna or Dharma. Because if you are able to follow Sattva Guna, then you're able to follow Dharma. That means dharmic life. Without Sattva Guna, you cannot follow Dharma. This is the basis that you can live Dharma. So that's why it's quite a challenge to establish Dharma in Kali Yuga, because people are not in Sattva Guna. Even though it's a hard time. So it's attempt, it's a sacrifice. Okay, this is one point here. So expect challenges, you know. It may take times, weeks, months, even years. It's not unusual, right? That it takes time. And usually it's connected with association. Unless we change the association, we will not be able. We were not able.
And now I don't want to change it.
But that is not the final. We have to go also further. You know, it's now first that kind of association. Then you here another kind. You know, it's a progress till the goal, right? So how to say not to give up hope is also one principle, right? Principle that they're not discouraged, and that it's interesting when we transit from the whole association which we have and to other associations. So here we have another. For those people who were associated before, so they are pulling us down, right? What is this? Are you mad? You're sick, you know? And you start to think differently, you know, that maybe you will not do some things which you were doing before very enthusiastically. So that is weird. This is from one point, perspective, and then it's from another perspective, which when you come into association devotees, who maybe have higher standards, right? That you don't feel like also uncomfortable in the sense, oh, I'm not following here, I have still a problem with something. You know, it's also kind of uncomfortable, I would say. So it's important for those devotees, senior or those who has experience, that they are empathic. This is for the preacher, that he tries to understand in which level aspiring devotee is, and encourage him where it is, finding own level of manageable practice. That means the devotees help, that the aspiring devotees are not jumping maybe too quickly, not able to maintain, especially if they don't yet they are still attached to the association with non-devotees, right? So it's a sensitive topic, sensitive topic. And the principle is we should always encourage, not discourage, not in the sense, oh, you don't follow, you're not serious, you're not sincere. It's not discouraging them, but encouraging. Positive, seek positive things, and if they have some weakness in one particular maybe principle, then you encourage to do positive things. You chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, not to press on the weak spot if it is. Anyway, the devotee already feels it's embarrassing for him, or maybe feels even kind of guilt, whatever. So try out as a preacher. You as a preacher, try to encourage positively all the time. Or if you don't know how, just ask yourselves how you would like to be treated when you have weaknesses. Right? What was your experience that you were inspired to proceed and to maintain your eagerness and desire and whatever is there? It's important. Sincerely persevere, and the Lord within the heart will reciprocate. And of course, understanding that we mentioned yesterday, if we do one step towards Krishna, Krishna will do hundreds and thousands steps towards. He desires more that we come to Him than we have desire to come to Him. Much, much, much. So he is very attentive, whatever we do. He is very attentive to make circumstances that we have easier step forward. He sends devotees, he sends, some situations in life which are the signs that Krishna is is doing his part, but he will not squeeze our free will. That's also important. He will not push us, with force. He will always give us free will. Must be our desire, must be our decision. We can be encouraged by association and surroundings, even Krishna in the heart, by like a kind of a voice inside or inspiration or whatever. So it's important to understand Krishna's sweetness, mercy, which comes in the form of devotees, advanced devotees. Any thoughts on that? Make sense?
Yes.
Slajana is here also with us. You see there. Any thought on that, Slajana? You want to say something?
Nemam, sve si rekao, nemam šta dodati.
Okay. Voilà. Okay, then we proceed with the next paragraph. Simon, can you?
Whenever, this one.
Yeah.
Whenever there is a human impulse, our tendency is to respond immediately without even contemplating the outcome. In reality, there exists a short movement between an impulse and the response. Catch yourself during this short moment. Think first, then act. If this thinking is based on principal directions of scriptures, you will succeed in holding back the force of unwarranted impulses.
We discussed this, we mentioned. So this is the short moment between an impulse and response, so that we are able to reflect on the Shastra or GSS, right? Whatever thoughts come that we are trying to, to compare with what Shastra is saying, or GSS, Guru Sara Shastra. It's, and then the reaction will be, hopefully that we will react according to the GSS. Maybe in the beginning it's not so obvious. Maybe we have our own understanding is I know. Usually it's the beginning of that. Our attitude is I know, I read, I heard. You are unbeatable in the sense, that you have own understanding, which is for you is absolute. This usually happens. So when we give, our mind or our intelligence, option that we may be even wrong, or we don't understand well. If you give this chance to Krishna, then Krishna will send proper direction and answer and strength. Shakti is to Shakti. Okay. Can you proceed, Simon?
Remember, while striving for the highest spiritual principles, we still have responsibilities to our spouses, children and friends. We must be conscious of their needs before imposing our own.
So here is the example how things can become even more complex. We have to discuss when we live alone, me and my mind. But if you have, surrounding your family, which also has their needs or their understanding, it's even more difficult,
So it's much easier for us. It's much easier for us here.
In the temple, I mean? Or
Yeah, just to be alone. We don't have a
it can be. Also depends of our character. If we are very untouchable, that no one can approach us or say something. So it also can be a problem, can be a challenge, I would say, not problem, challenge. So we have to be sensitive to environment also. We cannot push people, that is also one of the principles here. Cannot impose. No. We understand and then we impose to others, like that forcibly. It's not. Also have free will. We can only. That's why we stress out that the most powerful motivator or educational tool is how do you motivate others? What is the most powerful?
By example. By example.
By our own example, exactly. Acharya means by our own example. It's not, So the people observe our behavior and our symptoms. It's not about externals. It's not about the philosophy, actually. What is philosophy knowledge is how is manifested. Usually we so often forget this. It's not about philosophy. Philosophy is there, but how this philosophy applies on us is the greatest service to Guru Parampara. How we behave according to the GSS, Guru Sarvashastra, and how this is reflected in our behavior is the greatest service to Guru Parampara. Not that we have a name, that we have that, and that we have color, that we have this. This is external, but how we behave. What this knowledge do to us, that means that the all steps of the transformation of how education works is known by hearing, contemplating, and then is internalizing the knowledge is which actually what he does knowledge transforms the values. That's the aim. No? We have theory, we have skills, and we have values. And the symptoms of values is character, is behavior. Symptoms of the value is how you behave. Make sense? How we behave. That's value. This Vedic knowledge or approach falls into the value-based education. Understand the word? Value-based education. It's not about data. It's not accumulating the data, manipulate them. This information that we know so many things. Yes, the spiritual world. We are not this body. No, this is all information. But if this information can be transformed into value of the person, that's the real essence. Otherwise, we can be devotional. We can be so-called yogi, but just external. We don't change. So it's important to understand. That's why the mood is so important. Mood, right? Mood of and behavior. That's why etiquette is so important. And the mood of devotee, the servant of the servant, is so important. Gratitude, humility. Now we are in the Bhagavad Gita today. We continue. There are 5 shlokas for 13:8 till 13:12, right? 20 items of knowledge.
Who is doing the class?
Kura, we continue. Which describes what knowledge actually is, and mainly speaks about the values and behavior. No, this is the knowledge. Amanitvam adhambitvam is first 2 qualities. Amanitvam is humility and pridelessness. No, it's the most. There are first 2 qualities of items of knowledge. So if you're not humble, not grateful, if you're not prideless, you are covered by ignorance. In the middle of the great philosophical books, right? We look forward for that t-shirts. Gratitude, not only in the classroom, all from the morning to the evening, and even in the night. Our pajama should also have gratitude. You won't believe it, but we cannot overemphasize this. We cannot push too much, because if you get that, we are the winner. We are the champions. With gratitude. Yes, so important. Oh my God, how it's important. It defines all our spiritual progress. Okay, and the last paragraph, can you just finish it?
In all cases of upholding any vows, the key principle is desire. Half of the battle is won if we ourselves make a conscious decision to follow our practice rather than feel
Obliged.
To do so. So desire it.
So this is the point of these classes, that we understand, or try to understand, and upon understanding we decide, yes, this makes sense. Intelligent must do the click. No? Intelligent, not. You have to follow. You have to follow. Out of fear or out of duty, or out of profit, whatever. But if you understand that this makes sense. This makes sense. Intelligence has this makes sense. I never do it. Then whatever the surroundings, whatever the others will do, we usually not do. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't. We are just comparing. I will also do. This doesn't have a deep understanding. No? Usually, we said by example is the most powerful. No? But usually we are discouraged. In Kali Yuga, of course we are discouraged. Of course, we are discouraged with devotees. I thought he was a pure devotee, and he's not. And he's not. How is that possible? I also know that. I will not do anything. Happens, right? Happens every day. To whom? To us. So that we cannot overemphasize, because this is our deep condition. It's. That's why if this click is there, it makes sense and depends on us. It's our decision. It's our free will. It's not your free will. Is your free will. Your free will is your free will. But my free will, I decide. Right? It's my choice. Every second is a choice. And in Kali Yuga, we will be attacked at every moment with Kali Yuga situation. And what is the bottom line? What is the bottom line of this? That we will figure out we are not qualified. We are not qualified. Yogis. And what that makes us humble. If we are not humble, then we think we are qualified. We think we deserve. We're qualified. I'm good. Look at me. I know. 6 months, I'm already around. Who will tell me? Who will tell me? We think we are qualified. We are not qualified. And this awareness that we are not qualified should generate gratitude, humility. And that humility attracts the mercy. And that's what is our process about. How to attract Karuna Shakti. Karuna Shakti means the mercy of the Lord, which is actually mercy of Srimati Radharani. Gauranga. Gauranga and Nityananda, that's why we call Gauranga. Why? Because they hear the voice of those who are not qualified. Other incarnations, Sringadam and others, they are very strict. Krishna also is not achievable. Vrindavan is you must be highly qualified, no? But Gauranga and Nityananda, they hear the voice of unqualified. But they should not be puffed up, They should be grateful. I'm not qualified, I'm just trying. We are attempting. 2 things. Don't criticize is the first one, Gauranga said. Just don't criticize devotees. Just don't do that, and you will come to me. Just don't criticize.
But is that meant verbally or even in mind? Because I heard that...
In the mind doesn't count.
Yeah,
but if you cultivate in the mind, you will speak in the first occasion. Right? When you're angry, you cannot control anger. Anger is a Raja Guna transformed into Tamas, and that's very fast. You will tell me. You rest. What you did yesterday, yep, and day before yesterday, and 2 days ago, and 6 days ago, you don't know. Whatever we cultivate is there. So it's true, it doesn't count. But we should be aware, this is a warning. I should not cultivate that, I should. No? Then you have to try to serve that devotee. You have to counteract that thought by praying. Krishna, look, I'm just criticizing. I'm such a rest, I'm not grateful. Krishna gives me everything, even these devotees, which are your representative, to teach me. To teach me my mistakes, to my faults, They're just a window, they're just a mirror in front of me. They just act to irritate my ego. That's why they are there. Krishna sent them to show us we are not qualified. We are full, we are pride, we are proud rascals.
Another thing, if you eat vegetarian meal, maybe it's better with the decreasing ego.
Vegetarian. In what sense?
If you don't eat meat, then better. But if you eat meat, no.
Yeah, it also depends. For example, if you are proud vegetarians, it's more dangerous to eating than being humble meat eater.
Okay, vegetarians are okay, but have you ever met vegans? Oh my God! So forget meat eaters. Oh my God, when you meet this vegan.
But we have to be very careful. We have to be careful. We can also happen to us as devotees. We have the best knowledge. We know Krishna is God, and we also, this pride comes in subtle form. We are better. What are these calories? Meat eaters know. Don't know nothing. They're useless. No, it's not the attitude. And of course it's challenge. It's not that we
Because in the beginning the mind is very angry on those calories, but then you realize that you are one of them.
Of course in the beginning we don't see. Now we are speaking like theoretically. So we have what is our ideal. We're not grateful, of course. We're not that, but if you hear and try to, this is the response which will, also be criteria of our spiritual advancement. To find the fault in Kali Yuga doesn't need any intelligence. No intelligence is needed to see the fault, mistake. No intelligence needed. To see a good thing in people, in devotees. That's you have to be really. You struggle with intelligence. Oh, this person, it's anything, any good in him? No, not possible. No, he chants. He's dear to the Lord. He's sacrificing. He's sacrificing his, life. He tries to be, taking prasadam. He left all his life. He left all his association, which he cultivated all his life for Krishna's sake. Can you see? Every devotee has to sacrifice the previous association, right? You have to cut. And Krishna, this is Krishna, how Krishna sees. This person makes so much sacrifice for all these habits, which was everything to him. He tries to correct them, This is he's doing for me, for my devotees. You see how Krishna sees every devotee, even though he has many mistakes. He sees this, doesn't see what he does, cannot make. Because it's forced. He's forced by 3 modes, right? Devi Esha Gunamayi, he's forced by 3G. And Ahankara, which is Daivi Shaktis. They're victimized. We are all victimized. Even we are pure souls, but we are victimized by these Shaktis.
But it's kind of our fault we're victimized.
It's not our fault, yes, it's not our. But this is why we are saying that this is attempt, right? We are attempting. Because we cannot overpower Krishna Shakti, right? The Esham Gunama, we cannot. By attempting and by following the GSS, Krishna Karuna Shakti will overpower other Shaktis, right? Mercy. Karuna Shakti is Krishna's, is Radharani's power which moves away, withdraws other Shaktis. This is from the Damodar Lila, right? Karuna Shakti. When Shoda wanted to punish the Krishna, he was or binding the Krishna. He couldn't. But when Krishna, saw how she's attempting, out of love, then Karuna Shakti, came into the game and controlled Krishna. So that's Bhakti, so important that we understand this is it's not about being right, no philosophy. How to attract mercy. Mercy of the Lord, mercy of the Lord. That's another, here is gratitude and here is attracting the Krishna mercy. The Lord is mercy. Hare Krishna. So desire, so we have to try to understand and make decision. And that is, if you remember, yesterday we mentioned, Utsahan Nishchaya Dharyat. This is from Nectar Instruction, right? The second shloka. Enthusiasm, by which is reaction that we appreciate the jackpot, unqualified. Nishchaya means that we are determined, we understand, with faith. It's the second one, so we're enthusiastic, with proper understanding, right? We'll do it. And third part is also very important, is dharyat. We are patient. We don't demand, no, I'm surrendering, I'm enthusiastic, I want result now. Now. Krishna, I cannot wait, 3 months already is the past, and still I have some. Whenever Krishna you decide, you will do, you decide, I'm yours. I'm yours.
And then it comes faster. When you say it like this, it comes faster.
Yes, exactly. So you don't have expectations, you're not frustrated, you're happy. Like Krishna, you decide. It's your decision, not mine. I don't want to push. No? When you decide, when you're sweet will, you know best what is best for me. Because you're Ishvara, you're the controller, you're the one, you know what I need. Whenever you arrange, it's perfect arrangement by you. Just give me understanding to see your merciful hand behind. This is our prayer, the darshan, right? Krishna, please reveal me your plan. Please that I understand that this is your arrangement. Please give me eyes to see this is your hand. Not to criticize or accuse others. No, Krishna arranged that. If you think that that we are the victims and the others are their fault, then we exclude Krishna from the equation. That means something was done without Krishna knowledge. Or maybe Krishna was spaced out. He forgot about my purity. Or something, no? That's what that means in philosophy. If you criticize, we exclude Krishna out of the picture. Krishna, I don't know what they're doing. Right? This philosophy is very heavy. So it's our free. Okay, let's see what is gradual meat eating. Please, let's see what is how we can deal with the gradual coming to the standard.
So, if you find it difficult to give up meat eating, the following list of progressive stages might help you to gradually come to your desired level of practice. First one is red meat.
So this is now how you preach. This is not for devotees in the temple. This is how if the son has a struggle. No? You say, if you cannot, okay, please don't eat one. Okay.
Yes. First one is red meat, white beef.
This means cows, no?
Yes.
Don't eat cows.
White meat, which is chicken.
Probably, yes.
Eggs and fish, meat additives and preservatives.
These are E, these are A, E in all the food, E 20, 220, whatever. Yes?
Full vegetarian.
Okay?
Mainly eating food offered to Krishna, prasadam, and eating prasadam.
Yes. So there are 7 stages.
Yes.
If you have someone near you, who is very hardcore meat eater, then you just, at least don't take cows. Please, please don't take cows. Don't eat cows. Huh? Humility, no. Oh, don't eat. Not imitate Akshaya, no? Akshaya style. Akshaya, no style. Not that style doesn't work.
You have to understand.
It works in very hardcore Tamaguna, Rakshasa mode, but usually doesn't work.
But usually people like you if you try to be their friend, when you try to preach.
Friend?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I had this friend who introduced me Krishna years ago. He was always like, yeah, it's no problem, yeah, it's that, it's okay.
Yeah, encouraging, yes, encouraging. It's not negative, positive. Yeah. Everyone wants positive, We want. This is.
Ramachita Prabhu said that nobody will listen to you if they will not accept you as a teacher. I remember.
Makes lots of sense.
Friend, of course. Friend. Okay, continue.
Chanting a few attentive rounds regularly also makes an immense difference. Krishna helps to take away the taste of meat.
So this is, here we have don't. But usually, what I mentioned before, that we try to emphasize positive. Don't even speak about them. Don't. This is not so important now. But chant. Try to chant one round with attentiveness. Then Krishna, the holy name will also work.
It isn't that the easiest,
Yes, usually we more emphasize chanting than regular principles.
No, but I mean, is that the easiest of all of this to not eat meat?
Which the chanting?
To not eat meat. It's the easiest of all these lists.
Oh, this is the easiest.
Yes.
It depends on the conditioning.
Yeah, of course.
But for maybe in the villagers, farmers, which they grow own animals to eat. It's for them is I don't know how it's called, kuline. Huh?
Slaughter.
Yeah, this is their festival, no? We have Jamashtami, they have this killing,
Every festival in the material world is with meat.
Yeah.
We encountered one slaughter festival while we were doing Harinam Duple.
yeah. No, for them is because Kaliva conditioning. Tamas and Rajas is manifested in different forms. In that festivals, in food, in festival, everywhere is like.
People don't even like meat. They like more the spices of the meat and the smell of that meat.
Yeah.
They don't like the meat itself.
Yeah, they don't ask that questions, because it's compatible with their gunas. If you're in Tamaguna, then it doesn't feel like disgusting. When it's Sattva guna, and you give it something from the Tamaguna, you don't even think about. But those it's normal, in the red, coming here.
I don't understand how people, this thing I didn't understand before Krishna consciousness even. How can you love your dog and kill other people and stuff like that? How can you?
In Tamaguna, it's perfectly well because you're absorbed in Anamaya, eating. You live for eat, right? So your consciousness is like, whatever is tasteful, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it's very, very funny when you meet people and they're like, yeah, I love animals, but what do you eat?
Yeah. They're not aware. They don't.
The other animals are different. They are for.
Yeah. That's happening you're not aware. Tamasaj means you're not aware, and especially not aware of empathy of other suffering.
There are videos on YouTube. There is so many examples, so many people fighting for it, and even though they see they see the suffering, they see it in their face, and they still don't.
There's 4 levels of intelligence, no? When you see and don't understand, you see. When it's here, then it's here and see. Then your experience, and then it's. You don't learn unless you suffer, right? That's the education with the stick. Yeah, with the stick. This is actually the aim of karma. Karmic law is just educational system for the most stubborn. Suffering. You have to suffer to be aware of suffering and that something is wrong. You're not aware. You don't have. You're covered. You cannot. It's not. That's why all the show in the material world is there. So then you can see now with this knowledge we come from Guru Parampara, we are aware of reality, even though maybe we don't follow perfectly, but we are aware what is right, how the system functions, right? 3 modes, suffering, karma, reincarnation. You try, otherwise, before you never ask these questions, no? You just live for now. I'm enjoying now. That is not important, But this is now makes this expanded. They say expanded consciousness. So you're aware of reality. Otherwise, you're construct, like animals and the plants. They don't have these animals and plants. They don't think about these things, right? Because they're covered. The consciousness is very close, very limited with the body. Make sense? Does make sense, but
You open something.
yeah. Andrea, can you 53 investigation?
Intoxication generally falls in three main categories: hard, heavy addictions, mediocre habits, mild pushings. If you can give up a particular type of intoxicant straight away, great, but most of us struggle for a while and then have moments of indulgence. We fall prey to subtle impulses. If withdrawal symptoms result in constant headaches.
Now, what you do if you have symptoms, if withdrawal symptoms result, if withdrawal symptoms result in constant headaches, what we do? There are 7 steps how to overcome the habit, not taking intoxication. Number 1.
Regulate the habit. With heavy addictions, if it's not possible after several attempts, then seek professional help.
Okay, that means less, try to less, okay? Second?
Once regulated, gradually diminish the frequency of the habit. This period may vary from one person to another.
Third?
Regularly evaluate your responses.
This responses means when the impulse comes, what we do. So we analyze, oh, I was not able then, I was not able then, I was not like that. Yes?
If possible, find a replacement for your habit.
Okay, so how you redirect the habit to other habit.
I have an interesting point here. Mukonda when had this smoking issue, he told me just make your japa your addiction.
Yeah,
It worked for a while.
Yes. 5.
Catch yourself each time you abuse your commitment.
Okay. You be aware that you abuse. Okay. 6.
Put a
10 euros.
in a charity box as a penalty for breaking your commitment each time.
So we should advertise this. Dear devotees and assemblies, when something happens, there is a box with 10 euros per breaking the habit. We would,
Yes,
you know, this temple will be renovated in 1 month.
Brand new.
Yeah, brand in gold. Everything will be in gold.
You will have a swimming pool.
New cars, new swimming pools,
Towel.
everything, you know, stone cars.
You go take care of things.
Golden out cars outside, you know, everything was like that. Maybe it's not so funny, but yes. And the 7, the most famous one.
Eat lots of prasada.
Yeah, so there is, we have strong kitchen department. So use that 7 number without, without feeling bad. It's a change in habit. It's a technique. It's not just I'm overeating. No, it's all, you know, because you're habituated in so many things before. You know, so many, not only one habit, many habits. You know, tamasic and rajasic. So we need to, you know, you see how Titanic, you know, flowing, immense ship, you know, how you will turn that. They tried to turn when there was crashing, right? It's very difficult. No, this is actually changing prarabdha karma.
What?
Prarabdha karma means the karma which already manifested in this body. You know, it's already there, so you cannot undo. But with this you undo, or you change in karma. So it's not so bad. Take a little more prasad. It's not. In that perspective, right? It's not just. No, but it is also that context is recommended for heavy habits which are very deeply ingrained, you know. And so of course, we can even regulate the gross habit, but mind is there, These samskaras inside, impressions and vasanas, which is a desires, which are connected with that impressions, they're there, like in the plasterine, how is it?
Sorry?
Plasterine, how is it called?
Plasterine,
Plasterine.
Play-Doh.
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 Yeah.
Play-Doh. Okay, Play-Doh. If you push in Play-Doh, like you see that is there. It's there. This is our subtle body. So many impressions which are there. When mind is not connected with Krishna, immediately it's a trigger. One thought, you see that you immediately can visualize all or re-experience the same feelings what was there in the history. That's a powerful mechanism, So if you can do that, you can purify this. This is only miracle. What miracle? Yeah, miracle. Krishna's kripa. His kripa shakti. It's not. That's why we are unqualified. We have all this gross and even more deep, subtle, condition which is there. So that's why Krishna consciousness means that we have to be really in protective surrounding and really have to be careful about, how to attract Krishna's mercy. We should be aware that this is the process. Process is nothing else than attracting mercy of the Lord, which is coming by attracting the serving the devotees. It's no other process. If you say chanting, yes, that is there. But this is the foundation. This is foundation. We should have to come to that, to that level of practice that we have this as a sacred thing, that we don't criticize, that we try to attract, to serve devotees. This is so simple. It's every day we have opportunity. Every day is there. Krishna give us chance, but we neglect it or we don't think it's important. But it's essential and available.
But I have a problem with this, eat lots of prasadam, because when you get to the next one, illicit sex, it says, don't eat too much prasadam because it puts pressure. And you have a problem with this, and you have a problem with this, then you have a big problem.
So with one solution, you create another problem. It's true. That's why, it depends on the person, right? Which habit is more devastating for you? Yeah, if all there, then you have to pray. Then you have to pray. You have to pray a lot.
It's true.
That's why gratitude.
One of them will diminish at one point. They will get easier and easier. From my experience, this is what happens.
And if you add this gratitude,
yes.
If you're so look Krishna, dear devotees, Panchatattva, I just overeating, I'm so weak on that point, and I overeat and I have this problem. If that makes you humble, it makes you humble, helpless, and you approach Krishna, I'm so helpless. That actually is a blessing.
I felt ashamed.
But if you like say, if you restrict your senses and I'm doing so well, you look at me, I'm giving example to others, It's a pride.
I'm Acharya.
Yeah, yes, they should learn from me. Next time I will ask my temple president that I can give a class. No, pride. Adambitvam it blocks the knowledge. So if you are not succeeding in anything grossly subtly, if you have gratitude and humility and service attitude, everything will be solved. Everything. But this keeps the doors always open for Krishna's mercy. Always. We are pride and we criticize and blaspheme, all this. then the close of Krishna's mercy will be their closing. And that what means that we are our own power against Krishna's Shakti. Tamas Rajas will eat us like for in a moment. Krodha, no lust and anger, and they just easily. Okay, can you please continue?
Once again, to state the obvious, having a desire to give up a particular intoxicant and acquiring a taste for chanting goes a long way to help achieve your goal. Family and friends can also help keep your commitment. Progress gradually from a heavy addiction to a mediocre one to a light one. Go all the way. Small habits such as tea, coffee, chocolate, and the drug of TV watching are often the most difficult to drop. Naturally, they are not as bad as other drugs, but they have become part of the social fabric, lifestyle, and they still influence our consciousness in a cumulative way.
Yes, this is another very. Here also goes now the internet and all this stuff. This is all lifestyle which is pushed by modern society, right? Lifestyle and advertisement and all this, they are also integrated in our lifestyle, which prevents our establishment in Sattva-gun, and see the essence. Here's a very nice expression. Still influence our consciousness in a cumulative way. So they're small, but together they're very strong. They're not. I don't have big habits of a drug addiction. They are small, and many of them they say they have the same result. I cannot establish Krishna conscious habits, right? Which means glorifying the devotees. Reading spontaneously, speak about Krishna, right? I read this, and yesterday I'm reading the Bhagavad Gita, and I read this very important point. Can I share with you? We don't have this kind. I listened to that Krishna pastime, 21st chapter of Krishna book. It was so nice. Can I share with you? You don't have this stuff, right? We have all, that Prabhu with that, he did like that, he looked like that, we have all this. This garbage, they're not so big, but there's so many, right? You're wrong, right? It's all theory. It's all theory. We are not even aware of it. And the influence, because these gadgets, we have 24 hours with us. They're pushing us. So one of the training stuff, we have to regulate the mobile and we should filter them. Otherwise, we are here struggling, to establish Siddhanta and the mood and that, and then in 2 messages you're off. Raise all, that you're letting the fire, protecting from the wind, let's light the fire, and then water outside. That's happening every day. So there are new challenges how to establish the training, or rehabituate, our nature. It's very difficult. Maybe it was easy for for Krishna and Balaram. They went to Sandipani Muni's ashram, no internet, just woods, on the cows, and spiritual master, no problem, no disturbance, no cars, no advertising, nothing. That's why we're more dependent, on the mercy. So many distractions, outside, inside, so many. This is why the process. Must be very easy, in the one sense, It's so kirtans, that blows your like a wind, like a hurricane, all the stuff away. But one of the more important things is that we understand that the intelligence must be active in the Krishna consciousness. Intelligence must be active. Please repeat this. Intelligence must be active in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, mind just eats everything. That means that you meditate something about, Krishna service. And that's why the mission is so important, that you can meditate. Okay, I have to organize this. I have to do this. Be busy thinking about improving the service. Be busy. If you're not busy, intelligence is not busy with how to improve self for the Lord and the devotees. Mind just devours like a Kumbhakarna, immediately. Kumbhakarna? We saw it in Ramadan. You know that? When it was Ramayana? Huh?
Oh, yeah.
That one on the right, first one on the right side.
That ugly one.
That ugly one. It's Kumbhakarna, his brother of Ravana.
Oh, he's so cute.
He was eating army of Ramachandra, no? That's how our mind is us, our attention.
Like prasadam.
Yeah, like that didn't, just like a garbage can, just 2 hours. That's a little.
It's incredible what forms Krishna takes sometimes.
Yes, it's Kali Yuga is not place for gentlemen, of course. But on the other side, we have unique opportunity. That's why the goal is that jackpot is so. We should be aware of that we are not qualified, and then we really try to seek mercy. That's the main point. Attract the mercy of the Lord and devotees. That's our hope. Only hope. Okay, Jana, let's the third one gradually. 54, yes, up. 54? 56. We turn to another.
Sex is very similar to intoxicant. It tracks on a repetitive and addictive urge that one feels in today's society. Sex is all pervasive and is used to market everything from perfumes to chainsaw. The present atmosphere in the West is not far behind, in one of overstimulation. Someone else is constantly disturbing our senses to sell us something. We may think we are above it, but advertisement works in a very subtle way, and it is very effective. In modern culture, sex life has thus become exploitative and manipulative. The result is that it damages our determination. When one gives into the sex urge, one loses the determination to do what one wants and becomes a victim to cheap desires sold by advertising campaigns.
Okay, campaigns, yeah. So here the mentioned word is determination. It kills determination. Determination is one very important thing in spiritual life. And when in Bhagavad Gita, we will hear that there's one special form of determination which is called determination is function of intelligence. Right? Determination is function of intelligence. And the highest form of intelligence and determination, which Prabhupada mentions while he came here to the West, right, is called Vyavasaya Atmika. Vyavasaya Atmika is the shloka from 2nd chapter. Vyavasaya Atmika is determination which is motivated by the order of spiritual master.
Can you say that again?
So Vyavasaya Atmika is determination which is motivated by the order of spiritual master. What that means? Why Prabhupada makes such sacrifice to come? That was for how old he was when he received the instruction to go to the West? First on the first meeting, 22, right? And he went, and then he received initiation 33, and the 36 was the last, right? Until 65, this is for 40 years, 30, 40 years. Yeah, 30. From the first is even 40 years. He was constantly meditating how to fulfill the order of spiritual master. That kind of determination, right? So we also have, our goal is that the desire of spiritual master become our desire, right? His desire is our life. This is the highest determination we can have in spiritual life, right? Whatever Guru says is my life. That's why Prabhupada was here, come here, because he has this determination. And this determination is killed by this. By this indulging, meditating on the sex life. It just pushed that aside because, as we discussed in this Realtor principle, it puts ourselves in the center, right? You remember? We are enjoyer, we are controllers. I got it. We are in the role of God, right? So it destroys the determination. Bahu Chakra is called. Wealth and enjoyment clouds our intelligence and determination. So we are not interested in Guru Seva. We are not interested in Krishna's instruction. That was usually generates no determination. I have other things, many things, but not that. So what to do if this happens? And it happens all the time. Can you proceed?
It becomes easy to say no when there is a deeper yes in your life, i.e. if there is a greater burning goal you wish to achieve.
Okay, so we again here. So must be desire for higher things, right? If you have this understanding of jackpot, this is so high, then maybe you can, have inspiration to things which you usually do not do, right? Param drishva nivartate. In Gita said, only higher taste can overcome this. This is not just no, I'm not interested. Doesn't happen. Only with higher taste, higher understanding, about jackpot, about unique opportunity. This is why we call it prayojana gyan. You know what's prayojana? Gyan, what is gyan? Knowledge. Gyan is knowledge. Knowledge about prayojana. What is prayojana? Bhakti school? We have sambandha, we have abhidya, we have prayojana. What is prayojana? Sambandha is a relationship with God, who I am. Abhidya, how to achieve the goal. And what is prayojana? Goal. What is our goal? So knowledge about the goal is one of the motivators, right? If you have understanding, this is jackpot, and with this short life, which is we are unqualified, we can receive the highest spiritual goal. Krishna prayed in one lifetime. This is good motivator, no? It's good. It's not. Yeah. It's worth of sacrifice. It's worthy of austerity. And we have this goal in association of like-minded devotees who have the similar goal or similar understanding. Then we help each other and we can overcome all these attacks from lower modes, right? We all have, all of us, 5 here, 10, no? We have the same goal, that this is unique opportunity, jackpot in this lifetime. We want to achieve it. We want to get, it's 1 in 8 billion, 600 million years. It's very rare. And we're not qualified, and we can get it. I mean, it's a good motivator, no? No? It's a good deal. If you're a businessman, it's a good business. No, it's a good business. You know, and we also don't know how we live. We can die, you know, in a few months. Tomorrow, today. So this was also one of Prabhupada's approach. He always give a sense of urgency, right? Now. This life is so short. We got everything on the plate. Yeah, we should take it immediately. Not, it's still time. No worries. It's no worries. Can crisis, can COVID. Everything is destroyed in 1 second. One very short period. All security. What this COVID did to majority of people? One thing he did for sure. COVID. What he manifested? Fear, or it checked the security. Insecurity. He generated insecurity in the people, right? Yes. Yes. But this now was insecurities, right? Yeah, restriction of the movement, all that, security for the jobs, security for the, for the existence came, out of nothing. That was aware, right? That awareness generated the COVID. The material world is made to make insecure, because there's no stability in the material world. Because it's the only fixed thing in material world is instability. Changes, time, kala chakra, moves karma, it. How you can see in our body, Janma, Jara, Vyada, Mrityu. Birth, old age, disease, and that is caused by kala chakra, right? It's gone. We are dying every moment. We're closer to death. Can you believe it? We are very pessimistic. You can say, oh, you're so pessimistic, you enjoy life. Yes, that's enjoyment. So one side is the understanding the misery of the material world, and the other side we can understand the beauty of spiritual world, the goal. Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purna amrita swadanam, right? With every step, bliss is increasing. Anandam buddhivardhanam. Right? By Sankirtan Yagya. So, yes, must be, very strong yes must be. Not just no. Yes, for the higher. Second, okay, what to do? Just as.
As we cut out another Vedanta, sixth level, the energies of our determination and resolve. Avoid it from shaking you.
Avoid it from shaking. We should try to avoid this habit, because the determination for the spiritual life will be very minimized. Next. What?
Prioritize sex and relegate it into inferior position on your list of priorities.
Yes, in the material life, for the majority of people, the sex life is the topmost. That comes first and other things. So as devotees, we should put that priority a little lower. Not in the top. Let's say second, or let that down there. So priority. And how we can do? With understanding and the higher yes. Yes?
Avoid the sex for explicit magazines, novels, videos, and films.
Yes, try to avoid, the stimulants, triggers, which triggers the samskaras within, right? There are a lot of stuff within the subtle body, From billions of lifetime we have this experience inside. So they are just triggers. We try to avoid, and let the process work and purifies the subtle body. Try to avoid it as much as possible.
Beware of acting whimsically, reflect on what is proper action. These sensitive matters must be mutually arranged with your partner.
So this is also in the family situation, you're not alone. Your family, then is another complexity added to this. Okay, and the last one is gambling. Everyone is difficult in his own way, right? And the gambling, and Domen, can you continue?
Gambling, this revolves around the possibility that I might win. It carries with it an attitude that denies the existence of God. Chance becomes the greater force, chance becomes my God. Once again, this is another example of an addiction that controls one, the thrill and the rush of blood which accompanies a win. Time-wasting activities and access in particular, practically anything fall under this category, including excessive TV.
Oh, this is an interesting statement. Time-wasting activities and excess in practically anything fall under this category, including excessive TV, is gambling. Interesting, huh?
Is doing sports fall under this?
Means sports can means we have two understandings. One is recreation, which is mentioned in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that we should be regulated in eating, sleeping, recreating, and work, I think.
6:16.
6:16. Yeah. So recreation here, sport as a recreation to maintain health. Also in Ayurveda, no, you have 4 things: diet, rest, recreation, and cleanliness. Right, are 4 things. So if you put sport into that kind of recreation, depends on your body, of course. One body needs a lot of sports. One body is vata, no heavy sport, only chess playing. Depends on the body, right? One needs a lot of proteins to drink, to maintain that kappa constitution well balanced. But others not. But so to maintain health, so we can be able to do proper seva, If you're not tired all the time, or over passionate. Also, you need one who's very over passionate must need a lot of swimming, for cooling and to put out energy. So it depends. But if you have like a sport as a wasting time, it's not a problem. If you just want to do, it's another thing. So beta is a balance. Depends on the particular situation and type of the body. Make sense? Can be, but also is necessary. And there also Prabhupada in the Krishna book mentioned what is our bona fide sports pedagogies, wrestling, swimming.
Why wrestling?
Because this is from the
Krishna wrestling.
Krishna Lila. But here it means Tai Chi.
But judo.
Yes, sattvic wrestling, not the Buddhist style, broken bones and then, not that. The point is, because we are discussing the 4 regulatory principles and pillars of Dharma. It's all connected with Sattva Guna. What maintains our Sattva Guna is the principle, right? If you overdo whatever and let's put us in the Rajas or Tamas, it's not fulfilling the aim. That's why understanding it must be there, no? Sattva Guna is the point. Sattva Guna, to be able to perform Bhagavad Dharma means devotional seva, devotional service. That's how we can orient our compass. Make sense? Then if it's not clear, how this is connected, then Sattva Guna is the issue. Then you can understand more clearly. You're not misled or bewildered. Make sense? That's what helps us. Okay, can you just conclude?
Gambling can be dealt in a similar way to intoxication. Regulate your bad habits come in control of your habits rather than become a victim of your habit. Gradually decrease its frequency till finally you can relinquish it.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These are the few approaches. There are, of course, there are also many, but please also can use this in preaching. When you're introducing to others, that they have, how to say, you can gradually uplift them. Some can be very quickly, like that, but majority they maybe need more support, more encouragement than that. But as we mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam, the association is most important factor in establishing any guna. Right? If you have sattvic association or devotee association, then you will come to that level. If you have rajasic, you will go there. So you take over that, or gunas take over whatever you do. So with this, any questions, any comments? How do you feel this discussion is? Does it make any sense? We never discussed this topic actually so deep. Never.
Please get heavy, speak good ones.
Huh?
Please get heavy.
Yeah, it's not self-evident, and the devotee should we should discuss actually more about this, especially with new challenges. With new technology, the challenges are more subtle. You don't even discriminate. What is wrong? This is Krishna consciousness. What is wrong?
For me personally, I underestimated the power of this.
Internet.
No, intoxication and illicit sex and gambling. I didn't know that they are so deep-rooted and so hard to overcome, and they are actually in the subtle body, and they are there.
Yeah.
And once you did them,
Yes.
it's very hard.
And in connection with our process, which is chanting the holy name, what this does? What creates inattentiveness.
Yes.
Right? If you now, to explain why process doesn't work. There are so much glory, so many glories of the chanting the holy names. So many. And we are chanting for years, and we're feeling that we are becoming even worse. And the most powerful, and is that we are distracted. Mind is not attentive to the holy name. By all these habits, mind, subtle body is not there. It doesn't listen, doesn't hear with the gratitude. First, it doesn't hear, and will not gratitude. It's both mood and the attentiveness is not there, because mind is rajas tamasik with all this stuff. It's not in sattva guna. So that prevents the process, which is so powerful, doesn't take over immediately. Bhakti Thakur, which lives like in the previous century, he said, in the next statement in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that from the Kanisha Adhikari, from beginning stage till the Madhyama stage, which is the second stage, right? Which is our desire to go also from the desire of God, right? He said, in 3 months, we can come that stage. If we hear attentively, and we are not offensive, and with the environment sattva guna. And that was possible for 100 years, ago, when
I think he did it.
people.
I think he also did it really quickly because he was
Yes. His own example, right?
3 months of Brahma.
3
months of Brahma.
No, was ordinary 3 months. But that's why all this stuff is distracting our mind, that we are not attentive to the holy names and we are attentive to the devotees, right? That's why we should just we have heating here, fire, and we want have here a pot of milk, and we want to boil. And you put like that, but you have like here, you can heat for a long time. Until Lord Shiva comes and starts, or Ananda Shesha starts to vomit fire. So attentive means that we put the pot on the fire. That means something. That means following. We put on the fire and it will boil very quickly. But it's like here, you can be, a long time in the pot. Nothing happens, no? It's not mechanical. That's why this thing is important. Just to create attentiveness, to be aware. Awareness of Bhagavan. Aware, attentive. Yes, Hare Krishna. And if we add the understanding who we are, that we are not qualified, that we add gratitude, you cry. In chant, you cry, like our devotee from Prabhupada. You saw him? And he just was crying all the time. Yeah, Mathurapati, when he draw today they went to
The gas station.
to the gas station. Today was transformed. Bhakti today, because he was speaking him about the holy name. Today was so impressed. He explained him that we should chant with humility.
I was also.
And he was crying. He was like that. Humility, you have to hear. Very simple message. Very simple message. The same message, but we don't.
I was very attracted by this.
Huh?
I was very attracted by it.
So humble. Just you know him, no? To the parties. Maybe they will come for the Padayatra.
Oh. Hare.
So the process is there. So now we're trying to reveal the secrets. Try to, if one of us become like, tend to the whole name, we are all benefited. So please, at least one. You're all, this is little business there. No? And I'm speaking this because I want to be like that. That's why I speak. I want to be. That's why I'm shouting to myself. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yugadharma Hare Ram Sankirtan Yaga ki. Tomorrow, if hopefully we will. So we finish the unit 4 and unit 5. You won't believe it. It's about hearing and chanting. It's about hearing and chanting, and Monday probably here the last day, we'll have probably Japa workshop. So
we could do this Japa workshop very soon in the end of August.
this is the introduction. This is not very, and that will be deep. This will be just introduction to that. Japa workshop. Let's see how much. So much nectar is in this.
This Japa workshop is also included Mahatma.
Yeah, but there are many workshops. This is just to help to be aware. It's many stages of that. So that one, yes, with this and that, you will fly. You will fly. And you will fly. not like a fly, but you will fly. Thank you so much for your attention and participation. So tomorrow 4:30.
Yes.
4:30. We'll try to continue it, the video topic. Yugadharma Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Thank you, Slajana, for your attendance also.
Mama.
Look at her. Hopefully you'll come back soon, very soon. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. When you have this stuff on 12, no? 12 July, you have?
Da, tada, imam
Ok,
tad.
možda
Ali sljedeće nedelje će mi zakazati termin u ambasadi da se posavetujem sa njima kako se mogu vratiti.
Da, to moramo rešiti na upravnoj noti. Ok. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yugadharma Hare Ram Sankirtan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Jai, Go Premanande, Hare Hare Bol. Thank you, dear devotees. Vanchakal Padrubhascha, Kripasinda Yocha, Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Jai.